What's up guys, Chris Killian here, and over the last 10 years, perhaps no character has gone through as many changes in the MCU as Thor. While we may never get another movie featuring Thor's bleached eyebrows, I bet there's still a few fun facts about his film debut you don't know, and here's a few in no particular order. To play Thor, Chris Hemsworth bulked up so much before his screen test that the original costume they'd sized for him began cutting the circulation off in his arms and legs when he tried it on for the first time. Sir Anthony Hopkins signed on as Odin despite never having read a Thor comic nor knowing anything about Thor from Norse mythology. Rather, it was the dynamic of the father-son relationship that intrigued him about the role.
You're unworthy!
According to director Sir Kenneth Branagh, Odin is most responsible for the Marvel Universe since it was Odin who hid away the Tesseract and an Infinity Gauntlet. Originally, Thor's alter ego, Dr. Donald Blake, was going to be in this movie, and according to some sources, Kevin McKidd was considered for the part, and he would transform into the larger Thor like he used to back in the comics. However, Blake was eventually written out and was relegated to being Thor's fake ID. Remember when we learned Thor's mighty hammer Mjolnir was forged inside a dying star?
So long entrusted with the mighty hammer Mjolnir, forged in the heart of a dying star.
Scientifically speaking, when a very large star dies in a supernova, it can collapse to form a neutron star, and these cram the mass of the sun into roughly the size of a city, forming a new kind of matter called neutronium. A single teaspoon of neutronium weighs billions of tons, so technically, if Mjolnir was made of neutronium, it would certainly explain why it's so heavy. To prepare for the role of Heimdall, Idris Elba read the Thor comics where Heimdall was featured prominently and has been quoted as saying that he's a very central character and he wanted to reflect him as he is in the comic books. Charlie Cox actually auditioned for the role of Loki, and that's a what-if scenario I'd love to see play out. Obviously, he didn't get the part, but in the end it worked out.
I'm Daredevil.
In fact, lots of people auditioned for the role of Thor and Loki. Tom Hiddleston even auditioned for Thor, and a lot of people don't know this, but the final choice for the role of Thor came down to brothers Chris and Liam Hemsworth. A few minutes after Thor smashes the coffee cup in the diner, you can see the truck that Stan Lee was driving pass by. You can tell because the back half is missing from being pulled off when trying to move Mjolnir at the crater. While the movie does borrow a lot from actual Norse mythology, there are a few key changes that were made. For example, in the movie, Odin loses his eye in a battle with the Jotuns, but in Norse mythology, Odin gave up an eye to obtain cosmic wisdom. Also, technically in Norse mythology, Loki is Odin's adopted brother, not Thor's. You know any more cool behind-the-scenes facts about Thor? If so, drop them in the comments below, or make some up if you want. I don't care, just make them good. You can follow me on Twitter at Chris Killian or Instagram at CK Comedy. Make sure you like the video or share it because it does help, and a big giant thanks for watching.